5 things a stupid man always says. If you want to know a man's character, don't look at his wealth, his clothes, or even his achievements. Look at his words. A man's tongue is the window to his mind. The Stoics often reminded us that speech is the mirror of the soul. And just as rotten fruit reveals the health of the tree, careless words reveal the weakness of the mind. Today on Stoic True Wisdom, we'll uncover 5 things a foolish man always says. These are phrases that strip away the mask and reveal ignorance, arrogance, and insecurity. If you recognize these words in yourself, it's a call to change. If you hear them from others, it's a warning of who you're dealing with. 1. It's not my fault. The first cry of a weak man is always blame. Whenever life challenges him, his instinct is not reflection but accusation. He points the finger at fate, at society, at his family, at luck, anything but himself. But Marcus Aurelius gave us the opposite approach. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. A stupid man escapes responsibility because responsibility feels heavy. But a strong man embraces it because he knows responsibility is the training ground for virtue. When he fails, he asks, what can I learn? When he stumbles, he asks, how can I rise stronger? When he is wronged, he asks, what is still within my control? Blame is easy, but it keeps you powerless. Ownership is hard, but it makes you unstoppable. 2. I already know that the second mark of foolishness is arrogance disguised as knowledge. A stupid man closes his ears with this phrase. He interrupts wisdom by declaring, I already know that. But Epictetus warned, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Wisdom requires humility. The man who says, I already know, has chosen to stop growing. He prefers the illusion of mastery over the reality of ignorance. The wise man, however, approaches life as an eternal student. Even in repetition, he finds depth. Even in familiar lessons, he discovers new meaning. For him, humility is not weakness, but the foundation of strength. As Socrates, whom the Stoics admired, said, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. A fool resists this truth. A wise man lives by it. 3. That's impossible. The third phrase reveals defeat before the battle even begins. That's impossible. To the stupid man, challenges look like walls. Instead of trying, he gives up. Instead of daring, he shrinks. He convinces himself that some things are beyond reach. Not because they truly are, but because he is unwilling to suffer the discipline required. But Seneca reminded us, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. The wise man knows that most impossibilities are simply limits of imagination and courage. What looks impossible is often just what others have not yet attempted. To the coward, effort feels meaningless. To the Stoic, effort is meaning itself. A man who always says, that's impossible, dies many small deaths. But the man who says, let me try, discovers possibilities others never dreamed of. 4. I don't care. The fourth phrase seems harmless, but reveals deep weakness. I don't care. Now, the Stoics did teach us about indifference, but their indifference was noble. It was detachment from wealth, fame and pleasure. But when a foolish man says I don't care, he is not practicing wisdom. He is hiding his fear of effort, his laziness and his lack of purpose. Epictetus made a distinction. Some things are within our control, others are not. The wise man does not care about what lies outside his control, but he cares deeply about what is his responsibility, his choices, his character, his integrity. The fool uses I don't care as an escape from duty. The Stoic uses I don't care as liberation from illusions. One is weakness, the other is strength. 5. What's in it for me? Finally, the phrase that exposes selfishness at its core. What's in it for me? The stupid man sees every situation as a transaction. He weighs every act by personal gain, friendship, loyalty, kindness. For him, they are all investments with expected returns. But Marcus Aurelius reminded us of a greater truth. What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bee. Life is not about endless taking, but about what you give to the whole. A wise man seeks contribution, not exploitation. He understands that a meaningful life is measured not by what you possess, but by who you become through service, virtue, and courage. A man who only asks, "What's in it for me?" dies empty even if his hands are full. A man who asks, "What can I give?" dies fulfilled even if his hands are empty. The Stoics remind us words are not just sounds. They are habits of thought made audible. A stupid man exposes his weakness through his speech. A wise man guided by philosophy speaks with humility, responsibility, and virtue. At Stoic True Wisdom, we believe that changing your words can change your destiny, because when your language rises, your character follows. If you gained value from this, subscribe to Stoic True Wisdom for more life-changing lessons from the Stoics. Let us walk together on the path of strength, discipline, and peace.